Hello, Facebook Live. Melanie Ann Layer coming to you directly from Wisconsin. I am in a swanky hotel, and I'm sorry I got kicked off my Facebook Live. I had just started. I was saying all these wonderful things. Well, no, actually, I just started like 3 seconds before I got booted off, and then I got booted off. So I'm starting over. So how are you today, Facebook Live? Hi, Jill Wallace. Hi, Cheryl. So today is a very interesting and very important day because something very cool is about to happen. So for those of you who have been watching me for a little while, I have been doing a 90-day Facebook Live challenge. So this Facebook Live challenge is basically me going live every day for 90 days. And the purpose of this is for people to meet me, get to know me, learn from me. But there's a reason I'm doing it, is that I'm actually supporting one of my amazing clients. Her name is Cathy Novicky, and she is the founder of Champions Over Cancer. Now, the amazing thing about Cathy is that she basically started coaching with me a couple of years ago, and she had this awesome project, this awesome dream she wanted to have. She's been working her butt off for quite some time now, and everything is kind of just coming together. So she has agreed. My tooth is shiny. Oh, I got like a white spot on my tooth. It's gone. It's back. It's gone. That's weird. Okay, so you can still see it here? No? Okay, so strange. So Cathy, hello. Hi, Taylor. Bonjour, Prissy. So today is going to be an interesting Facebook Live because, believe it or not, Cathy is going to come and speak with me today. I'm going to get to speak with her, with you guys, whenever she joins in a moment. I can see that Jay Novicky is on. Now Jay Novicky, if you're watching, I would say make sure Cathy logs on with Champions Over Cancer so that you guys also have this on your page. It's going to be very important. So why am I extending this opportunity to Cathy? There's a couple of reasons why. So first things first, I really believe in helping people raise the bar in their life and in their business and to give people opportunities, because I have been on the receiving end of people helping me out and giving me opportunities and you know, supporting me. And I think what really has made it that I've had those opportunities in my life is I go for things. So because I go for things, then the universe supports me. So just to kind of sit there and wait for support and wait for help is a very frustrating thing because it tends to never come. However, when you start taking big, bold action in your life and when you actually start doing something about your life, the craziest thing happens. The universe starts to support you. And if it isn't the universe, it's someone else, like me. Caitlin, thank you so much. So, you are very beautiful and wonderful. Oh, that's very nice of you. Thank you. So, I'm very excited about today because, let me just see. So, I can't really see Cathy on this right now. So, Jay, if Cathy's actually watching, for some reason I can't see her. So, if it's not working, just let me know and I may have to put her on through Champions Over Cancer. I'll just have to see. So, it's really important in your life, like if you've ever experienced feeling that you give so much to everybody else and it doesn't make sense because you don't get in return. Have you ever felt that way? Like, I give to everybody and then I never receive. Well, there's something very interesting that I realized later in life. Oh, there she is. And hi, Macy. And what I realized was that it's what you receive in life has nothing to do with not nothing to do. What you receive in life doesn't just have to do with what you give to others. What you receive in life is how much you give to yourself. And I don't mean in a selfish way like, oh, I'm going to buy myself things, buy myself gifts, or put myself, first to be selfish. But what I'm saying is that when you, thank you, Macy. What I'm saying is that when you start doing something for you, saying yes to you, investing in you, doing the work for you, then other people see like, I want to help this person out because they're really going at it. They're trying hard. They deserve it. This person gives to everybody. We'll often get like, that person's so nice. People think that we've got it under control. And if we needed things for ourselves, that we would ask for it. And especially if we're helping everybody else, if you're the people pleaser kind of person who's always giving to everybody else, the problem with that is people figure you've got it all under control. You've got it so under control, you're even giving to everybody else. So if you really want people to start looking your way and think, this person really deserves some help, this person really deserves a break, I want to help this person. If you ever feel that way, if you want people to feel that way about you, then you've got to be investing in you for people to feel like, oh, that person's working so hard for themselves, I want to help. So here's one thing about Cathy. She's one of the hardest working people that I know. Cathy has been through a lot, and she's going to share that with us in a second, but she has stayed positive in the face of things that would take a lot of people out of the game. And, you know, she and her husband hired me a couple of years ago for coaching, and she'd written a book, and she just kind of didn't know what direction to go with that. And if you could see the shift in this woman within just a few months, it's actually quite mind-blowing. She's now the founder of Champions Over Cancer. She's going to explain her mission in a second. But there's no one I would be happier to invite here to my network to share what she's up to than this woman. She blows me away. I'm so proud to call her my client. She is unbelievable. And just a good person. You know, like good people. This is good people. So I'm going to figure out how to get her on here. Cathy Novicky. I think I just press. What? That is strange. So it says when I press you, Cathy, that I can't invite you. Why does it do that? It says I could invite Kevin, I could invite Macy, I could invite Caitlin, I could invite Cheryl. They all have their little icon available, but you are not invitable. So what do we do with that? Are you logged on through your phone or your computer, Cathy? Just write to me on here when you hear me speak. But yeah, so I really believe the most important part about your journey in life is that you take the time to show the world, the universe, the people that you mean it, that you're in for big things. This is the concept I call prove it. Prove it. You really mean it? You really mean it that you want to revolutionize the way people celebrate their lives after cancer instead of just being a survivor? You want to change the conversation? Okay, prove it. We're going to put all kinds of obstacles in your way. We're going to put all kinds of crazy things. You're going to have to jump through hoops to figure it out. But prove it. Prove it, prove it, prove it. So, Cathy, I'm seeing that Jay says that you're on your phone. He sent me a private message. However, oh, does this work? No, can't invite this guest. I wonder if you, what would do that? Have you tried coming on through could you do that? I don't even know if that's possible. What could we do? I wonder if it would work on Jay's. I think it might work on Jay's. Do you want to try logging in on Jay's phone and we'll just share it to your timeline? I might be able to share it for you. Who knows? Maybe I can't share it to Champions, but I'll definitely be able to share it to Cathy. So just these moments right now, they don't even make me nervous. Like, these moments do not make me nervous at all because this is a prove it moment. So if you don't know what a prove it moment is, a prove it moment is when you're set up to do something and it should be perfect and it should be easy, and then it's not. And most people in these moments, what do you think they do? They quit. But Cathy and I, we aren't quitters, we're provers. So I'm seeing that Jay is on. So, and his little camera is available, which means I'm going to be able to invite Cathy through Jay. Perfect. And I've got a hair in my mouth. Ugh. Okay, not a very classy introduction. What is going on? Okay, so can you see the sky behind me? That's a whole other story. This, what is the name? I should actually give a shout out to this place because I've had extraordinary customer experience. Did they even give me? Oh, the Edgewater. It's called the Edgewater, and it is in Wisconsin. The Edgewater. somewhere in Wisconsin. And it's amazing. So if you're ever in Wisconsin, you want to come here, I'm going to be posting pictures. It's beautiful. The service is incredible. And I told them that I was going to be doing a Facebook Live tonight and that I was going to have some amazing viewers watching. And I said, I think they would be very happy to have a sunset in the back. And they said, perfect, let me arrange that for you. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so without further ado, let me get Cathy on here. Cathy, invite. All right. So this lady is the reason I'm doing a 90-day Facebook Live challenge. It's in order to support her and her company, Champions Over Cancer. Ah, there she is. Hi.
Hi,
You look
Melanie.
amazing.
Thank you.
How you feeling?
Don't forget, I have to get up at 4 o'clock tomorrow morning to go to work.
See, this is what I mean when I say prove it. Like, this woman is a warrior. I'm not even joking. This is crazy. So you need to get up at 4 a.m.?
Yes.
We're going to try not to keep you too late then, aren't we?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay. So do you think Jay is going to be able to share this on the Champions page and on your page while we're live? Is that going to be okay?
I have no idea. It just took us a few seconds, a few minutes to figure out how to get to you. So
well, we did it.
We'll work on it.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll see if I can maybe do it to your page in the meantime. But what I really would like you to do, if it's okay with you, is to give our lovely viewers an explanation of what you do and what Champions Over Cancer is with your words, because you say it way better than I do.
Okay. Champions Over Cancer is a concept that grew out of, that started when I was having in my acute therapy, my chemotherapy and radiation. And from there, I would dream about what life as a cancer-free individual would be. They were dreams because I was trying to get through the treatments and the hardship. And that was in 2010, and I was out of work for about a year, went back to work and started back. And your world when you have cancer is on hold. The only thing, a social outing is going to the doctor. Not fun. No. And so when I went back to work, the rest of the world had kept going. And yet I had to then jump back in. And people look at you like, oh, you're back, great. But, you're different. Things are different. You've changed. So over time, you start questioning why this isn't resolving, etc., and issues. I mean, you and I've spoken. The issues that we had, and so I started asking questions, and no one could give me answers. Not even bad answers. They just couldn't give me any. They would look at me like, well, you just do it, and that wasn't acceptable to me. So I was frustrated and kind of angry, actually. And so Champions Over Cancer grew out of my dreaming for a cancer-free life, the dreams I had, and my frustration in not being able to find answers once I was cancer-free. And so what we want to do is to be able to help people who have lingering issues from their acute treatment when they're cancer-free. We want to help them connect to services and experts that can help them resolve, or at least put a plan into place for them to have an action plan to move forward, to be able to move forward. And really, being cancer-free, personally, I never liked the word survivor. Now, I'm not going to take on, the world in general and say we have to get rid of that word. You know, if it works for people, then whatever works for you.
Right.
But I'm sorry.
I said if it works, so be it.
Right. And but I was a survivor during acute treatment. Absolutely. But once I became cancer free, I didn't want to just be tied to the past. I think being called a breast cancer survivor ties me to the past. You know, I ask people, you know, have you ever been in a motorcycle accident? And they'll look at me kind of like, yeah. And I say, well, do you call yourself a motor vehicle accident survivor? You know, it just, I don't think so.
I loved that when you said that the first time. I was like, no, you would never say that. Like,
exactly.
Define yourself in one sentence because you've been in a motor accident and be like, it would never happen. But with cancer, it does. It definitely does.
It does. And it follows you. And there are reasons that it's appropriate that it follows you, because there are things that you have to do for the rest of your life to be healthy and to be followed. But I don't define myself by my breast cancer. So that's why it's called Champions Over Cancer, because we want to transition people from just being a survivor to becoming a champion, someone who overcomes adversity and creates this new life with dreams and goals, and they have this second chance at life to do anything they want, to recreate themselves. And we want to help them. So, okay, I'm being told to move back a little bit. We're having technological challenges.
No problem. I would just like to say that we are getting hearts and we are getting, Dawn says that she loves this. Amen, sister. Love, love, love. And I need to say, you know, Cathy, because what makes you so amazing, in my opinion, on top of everything else that I already know now, having worked with you for so long, I think you're even more amazing. But one of the things that really made me like so enthralled by you and your story is that you were a nurse. You dedicated, you knew from a really young age you wanted to be a nurse. You how many times did you fail the test before you actually nailed it?
Oh, it took me, I received 5 rejection letters as a senior in high school before I finally got into a nursing school. They told me I should perhaps look to a ancillary career because I didn't meet their qualifications.
So 5 times you were rejected and you keep going back for your diploma. And you finally you go to nursing school, you get into nursing school, you basically work with patients and their ailments, and you're right in it, and all of a sudden you're told you have breast cancer and you get a double mastectomy and you're sick and you lose your job and you lost your house. You had kids at the time. This was a really hard time.
Yeah, that was one of the things that was the hardest. Our daughter was a freshman in college and our son was a freshman in high school. And when we told them, I really felt that we stole a piece of their childhood or their young adulthood. And it's something you don't sign up for. It's a club that you join, and you don't want to be part of it. But it was what it was. It was, I couldn't not share it with them. And it doesn't just, you know, when you have cancer, I speak about breast cancer right now, but Champions Over Cancer will speak to any cancer, and it doesn't necessarily just have to be the individual. Anyone who's been touched by cancer, you know, through a loved one or a friend, you know, as I was saying, it's not just you that has the cancer. When I was diagnosed, my family got cancer because it touches every aspect of your life.
When you say that, my heart stops because it's so true. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. Like, you're the one carrying the disease, but the entire family gets it. It touches everybody so much, doesn't it?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So the crazy thing and what really rocks my world the most is you go through all this like hardship and yes, you go through the acute treatment, but as soon as the acute treatment is over, everybody just expects you to like bounce back and be normal again.
Right.
And what do? You go back into nursing.
Yeah. Intensive care nursing.
Intensive care nursing. This is like I truly believe that we are meant to create big shifts in the world, and some people just aren't brave enough to go and follow through with it. But you, my friend, have had so many what I call prove it moments in your life. It's unbelievable. You want to be a nurse? Fail 5 times. Let's see how hard you want to be a nurse. Okay, now you're a nurse. You care about people. You care about their sickness. Okay, feel this. Get this. Now you're sick. How are you going to deal with that? Do you really care about them? Then go back and go make a difference. Like you have been challenged over and over and over again. And you even wrote a book, Cloudy with a Chance of Cancer. And that was based on the blogging you were doing while you were sick. Is that correct?
Right. Right. It was the blog is it's a nonprofit called Caring Bridge, and all you need is a terminal illness. Sounds silly of me. Sorry. Yeah,
no biggie. I'm on it.
Yeah, that's that dark nurse humor. Yeah, if you have something that is serious or potentially lethal, you sign up and you create your own web page, and people can write to you, blog, or however you want to call it, and you can write back. And we have relatives in California, Colorado, and Florida, and even friends, like, when someone's sick and you're like, oh, I don't know if they're asleep, if they want to talk, should I call them now? And by having this web page, people can, write to you anytime, and you can respond to them anytime. I found so much relief from just typing. I would free text, and sometimes it got really raunchy and really out there. And I would just say what was going on. I would say what I was feeling, and of course my husband, would go back and correct me grammatically. Sometimes I think he even changed part of the subject, maybe so I wouldn't be excommunicated or something. But I would look back and at some of the response, the back and forths, and it was so therapeutic for me to just get it out there. I can remember we would be, I know, like, okay, it's after 10 o'clock. We were still in our other house, and we had a big family room with kitchen and dining, and I'd be at the computer, and it would be like an hour, 2 hours, and the kids and Jay would say, are you still, typing? And I'd say, yeah. But it would take me a while to, put my thoughts together, and then to type my thoughts. And then I'd go, well, maybe I shouldn't do that, And some nights, obviously, and days were easier than others. But for me, it was definitely therapeutic. And we have printouts of that whole block of time.
Wow.
And so, it's like journaling. And for me, writing something down was always helpful for me to remember.
Yes.
And it, it was a way for me to realize, without, smacking myself upside the head, wow, I was really feeling that way. I didn't even recognize it. So it's kind of where you almost need someone to ask you a question for you to think about it or, you know, bring it to light.
Right.
So.
Wow. Well, this is what I love about you is you've really gone into so many different things. Like, so 5 attempts to nursing, then you become a nurse, then you have the illness, you go back into nursing, you write a book, and then you decide you want to do Champions Over Cancer, and you take all of these manuscripts, you create a book with it, but you want to go even deeper than that, and you're like, I want to help people create a life after cancer that is like better than they like, to really embrace the second chance, right? Instead of it just being, I'm going to go back to normal, which is literally, why would you do that when you have a second chance on a silver platter to see life in a new way? And then you decide you want to be a speaker. I remember what my phone calls with you were like when we first started, and you were like, you don't push me. I need to do this slowly. And now you're enrolled in Toastmasters. You speak. You go to all these conferences. What's the conference you're going to this weekend?
Oh, it's in New York City, and it's being put on by an organization called Cancer and Careers.
Very cool. So you're really like in your field, going out, just all in 100%, working like crazy, just really wanting to make a difference. So what I want to know is, who do you, and I love that you also said it's not just the person who's diagnosed with cancer, but the whole family also gets touched by it. So who should follow you? I'm going to put a link above the video so that people can just click on Champions Over Cancer and follow you guys, because I think it's amazing. But who should follow you? Who can get value, you know, following you? I know this is still in the beginning stages and it's growing every month, you know, but who should be following you?
Well, I think anyone who is going through cancer would benefit from, you know, seeing what potentially is in their future. If that, you know, if they're curious, if they can't even go that far into the future, then I would say, you know, just think about it, put it in the back burner. I think anyone who has had cancer and is on the other side and is cancer-free or cancer in remission, it's where
I'm not sure if I'm frozen too, but you are frozen to me. Oh, you're back.
Okay. Which did
you had people who are cancer
free or cancer free in remission. There are certain cancers that oh, CNA.
That's amazing, Kristen. Thank you so much for commenting.
I love my CNAs.
So you guys need to connect after this. That's fantastic.
I thank them after every single shift. I was an aide before I became an RN. It's good to know.
If I knew what that meant, I'd be so in your story, but I have no clue what you're talking about.
Those are the aides, the CNAs are the people that do the real dirty work. And she'll know what I'm talking about.
Oh, no. If
you have a good aide, you're golden.
I see.
What was it? Oh, there are certain types of cancers that you're cancer free, but you're never really, you can have remissions. There are certain types of cancers, and that's why even breast cancer, they don't use the word cured anymore. That's why they call you cancer free, because unfortunately, there is always a possibility of a reoccurrence, which hence leads to fear of reoccurrence and, you know, anxiety and insomnia. And these are the things that those are the issues that we're addressing. So someone who's been through it, a family member, if, you know, as we said, they're affected, they can follow us. Or friends who, I have a friend who is really almost the main supporter of her best friend who's going through acute treatment right now. And she is, if she's out there and listening, Erin, I've got your back, and you're doing it, honey. And and she said to me once, I just can't believe that this is what you went through, because she said, I feel like I'm going through it personally. So even, friends, if you've been touched by cancer, this, I think something of what we're doing will touch you and make your life better.
I am so blown away by you. Honestly, I just think you're so amazing. And I want to say, like, to anybody who's watching this, there are so many people with cancer now. 1 in 3 people get cancer today. 1 in 3. That is unheard of numbers. It is crazy. And you're basically, once you've had cancer, you're basically just a cancer survivor. That's it. That's all you got. After all the pain you've gone through, right? So Cathy is really changing the conversation where it's possible for you to get a support that's way deeper than just the support you're getting while you have the treatment. Because one of the things I remember you telling me, Cathy, is that when you're sick, it's like everybody's right there. You know, they're kind of afraid you're going to die. They're kind of afraid they're going to look bad if they're not there for you. There's like this whole obligation thing. Everybody's at your beck and call. And then the minute you're declared cancer,
you froze.
I'm frozen?
Nope, now you're up. Now you're live.
Now I'm live. And then it's like the minute you're declared cancer free, everybody goes back to their own things. I'm like, gosh, she's okay now. He's okay now. He's got it. He's cured. He's healed. But the truth is, there's all this like, who am I identity crisis? Do I just go back to who I was? Do I create something new? What do I do? And having this company be there with you to try to figure out what your next steps are, it is brilliant, and it is definitely what's missing. And I'm so blown away that this is what you're doing in the world, and I'm just so proud of you and impressed with you and just wowed by you.
Thank you.
We got another message from Kristen. She says, sure, yes, we do dirty work.
Yeah.
I had a carcinoid tumor in my right lung. They removed my middle lobe, lower lobe of my right lung. I was blessed that I didn't need radiation chemotherapy.
Yes. Good for you.
Wow.
I wish you well. I hope everything's okay.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. When I was diagnosed, if you had asked me 24 hours before I was diagnosed that I was going to receive a breast cancer diagnosis, I would have looked at you like you had 3 heads. I felt the best I had felt in years, and then the world stopped. All I could think of is what Jay says: never play poker with a surgeon.
Oh my gosh, because Jay wrote a book too when you got diagnosed with cancer. We need to tell them what the book is called.
Oh no, not the boobs.
Oh no, not the boobs. So Cathy gets diagnosed with breast cancer. She has double mastectomy, and her husband writes a book called Oh No, Not the Boobs.
Yeah.
When I found that out, I was like, oh my gosh, Jay. If you got to know Jay, he's just the funniest, most charismatic human being, and it makes total sense that he would have written that book. Please keep going.
Yeah. Okay. No, okay. But I paused there because the surgeon I originally went to was at the same hospital. I worked with him, and I had my initial testing on Monday, and we were in his office on Friday, and to look across the desk at him until he said those words, I still didn't know. And then when they say those words, your world, I mean, it just stops, and you're like, you hear your breathing, you hear your heartbeat, you're looking around, and people are talking, but you're like, okay, did I just hear that? And then there are things that you don't hear at all. And Jay will say to me still, well, don't you remember they said this? And I went, no, they didn't. And he said, yeah, you just didn't hear it. And that's why, personally and professionally, I am a huge advocate. Oh, thank you very much. You could see my teeth starting to stick to lips.
Thank you, Jay.
I'm a huge advocate in having another, I call it having another set of ears in the room, because you forget questions you were going to ask. You don't hear certain things, or you hear what you want to hear. I mean, your world is threatened. The life that you know it is no longer. And so whether it's just for someone to sit next to you and, hold your hand, or whether they're more involved, more intensely involved, what matters is that there's someone there.
Yes.
And I've had conversations with multiple women. Now, I speak to women about women, but men can get breast cancer too. I did not
know that.
Yes. I don't want to seem that I'm ignoring them, but it's a majority a female disease. But so I've spoken with multiple women who have a friend who's been suddenly diagnosed with breast cancer, and they say to me, "What can I do?" And the bottom line is, I'll tell them, just stick on them like glue, because they'll try to push you away. Just stay with them, hang with them, because they'll need you.
That is huge.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? You're probably 100% right, because I mean, I would probably do exactly that.
Right. You want to
just be like, no, I'm good. I'm good. Fine.
I know. I'm good. No.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And no. Kristen says she's been cancer-free for 5 years.
Yeah.
I know. Woo! She also had a good giggle about, oh no, not the boobs. And then she says, amen, life can change at the drop of a dime when you hear that word. I found out in the emergency room, and she was thinking she had pneumonia when she found out she had cancer.
Sure.
So thank you so much for participating. And I love the hearts, whoever's sending hearts and likes. It's lovely. Thank you so much for doing that. So Cathy, if you could leave our audience with just a closing thought or something that you'd like to share with them. Do you have any last words that you'd like to share?
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds so professional, don't I? Like Rocky.
Look at that, all the hearts. People are giving us thumbs ups and all the things. Okay.
I've been out for 7 years. I've been cancer-free. I've been a champion for 6. And over those years, this has evolved, first as a thought, and then, it's grown and evolved. And what I've found just recently in our 90-day Facebook Live challenge, today being day 24?
Yes.
Is that right? 24. Is that I've been researching and talking to people and networking, and in the last 24 days, when I've been honing in, trying to really put an outline together, I had quality of life as a category. And I'm realizing that, you have categories like physical, pain and fatigue, and an emotional category like fear and anxiety, financial. I mean, I could go on and on. But quality of life, I realized, is not a category. It's everything comes under quality of life, because all of those issues speak to your quality of life. Mm-hmm. And that is, going forward, that is what you want to optimize. But quality of life is as personal and as unique and individual as your DNA. What's important to you might not be as important to me. And so I'm beginning to see where, like, that's like somebody just turned the lights on, and I was like, oh my God, quality of life. Of course,
Yeah.
How did I miss that? And so I think it's important to kind of get a fix on what's important to you, and what makes your life the best. You know, what qualities do you want? And so you might be able to do that yourself by introspection, and but sometimes it, like we said before, asking questions, it causes you to dig down and think, and I think that is the big issue, and the things that are issues like that. I guess I shouldn't have said that, didn't sound right, but the things that are lingering are what is hindering the quality of your life going forward. And so to resolve them, or at least have some way of dealing with them, will help you to start your next adventure.
Yeah.
And so I think that's really I'm gonna focus from there. I think that is going to be huge.
That is amazing. That's amazing.
Yep.
So I think that you hit the nail right on the head. I think that quality of life is such a big thing that gets impacted. Mm-hmm. And you making an impact on that is going to make such a big difference for anyone who follows you. So again, it's Champions Over Cancer. I will put a link at the top of this video so that you can go and click on it and follow Champions Over Cancer. This is in its beginning stages. It's going to get way bigger than it is. It's already amazing, and it's on the way to even more greatness. The more we talk about it, the more we hear about it, the more Cathy shares her message, the more people are following, and it's really making a beautiful difference. So if you want to support Champions Over Cancer in getting the traction they need and getting the growth they need for the movement to really, take off full force, follow Champions Over Cancer. Go like them on Facebook. Go see what's going on. If you or any of your family members have someone close to them that's had cancer, or that's going through cancer right now, that would need the information or the support, please make sure that they reach out to Cathy on Champions Over Cancer. Kristen says, thank you so much for the live video and introducing us to her. I really would love to talk and follow her more, go to her speeches as well. So I think you've got someone there that's going to be great to connect with. And Cathy, thank you. And thank you, because I know it's late now and you've got to wake up at 4 a.m. to go back and do the work. But thank you for coming on with me tonight and really sharing your vision and your mission with the world. It was so great to have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Melanie. You've done amazing things for me.
I love you. I love you. I love you. So I will talk to you soon. You're amazing. We got a lot of people watching. Oh, we actually have one other comment. Someone called Anna. Oh, and Kristen also says, nice meeting you, Cathy. So thank you both for making this a Facebook Live conversation and interview. Mm-hmm. Cancer is...
See?
Cancer is such, I know, I caught it too. Cancer is such a scary beast, and I'm having it hit so close to home recently with the loss of one of my cousins. It's amazing to hear all of this tonight. Thank you, Cathy, for being a champion for all of us and anyone who follows you. That is amazing. Anna, thank you, thank you, thank you. Guys, if you are watching the replay, this video is going to be on my page. It's going to be on the Champions Over Cancer page. So any comments you want to make, if you're watching the replay, feel free to comment and give us some love. Cathy is an amazing woman, and it always feels good. The hearts, whoever's been sending the hearts, the thumbs up, we're so grateful. And thank you for that. So I think we'll need to do this again, Cathy, in a little while, just to see how things have gone forward and go from there. What do you think?
I think it's great. And I love actually seeing you when we talk.
I know. We make a great team.
Good. I agree.
All right. Well, get to bed, and thank you again so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Facebook.
Bye.